أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Try to make this full clear. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والضحى والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك وما قلى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عائلا فأغنى فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر وأما السائل فلا تنهر وأما بنعمة ربك فحدث. صدق الله العظيم. مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. مولاي صل دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. الحمد لله منشي الخلق من عدم ثم الصلاة على المختار في القدم. مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. ثم الرضا عن أبي بكر وعن عمر وعن علي وعن عثمان ذي الكرم والآل والصحب ثم التابعين فهم أهل التقى والنقى والحلم والكرم. يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا. يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا. يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا. فاغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم. مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء وسيد المرسلين حبيبنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم صلاة وسلاما عليك يا سيدي يا رسول الله. صلاة وسلاما عليك يا سيدي يا حبيب الله. صلاة وسلاما عليك يا سيدي يا رحمة للعالمين وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا شفيع المذنبين. Alhamdulillah, we are continuing with our revision of our completed Tajweed lessons. So last Wednesday, we did a revision of huruf, makharij al-huruf, the names of the teeth and the articulations, places where these huruf come from, and also what are the huruf, where do they come from. So just again briefly, let us quickly recap what we did last time. So we did about five main makharij. The first one is al-khayshum, where you get the gunna of mim and nun mushaddad. Then you have shafatan. Shafatan, you find 3 or 4 huruf, waw, ba, mim, fa, or waw, fa, and ba. And then you have al-jawf, al-lisan, okay, al-lisan. From al-lisan you have 18 huruf, 18 makharij, 18 huruf. Those 18 huruf are sin, صاد, za, fa, dha, and dal. And then you have ta, dal, and ta. Then you have jim, shin, ya. Then you have lam, ra, dad, and noon, and qaf, and kaf. These are 18 huruf which come from al-lisan. Then you have al-halq. Al-halq, you find 6 huruf, that is hamza, ha, ain, ha, ghain, kha. Then you have al-jawf. Al-jawf, you have the 3 huruf which we call them huruf al-mad, that is waw, alif, and ya. So these are the main makharij, 5 makharij. And then from these 5 makharij, internally there are different extensions of different makharij. Like from al-lisan, this is one makhraj, but this one makhraj produces 18 huruf. And shafatan, this is one makhraj, and from this makhraj you have 4 or 3 huruf. Then you have al-khayshum. Al-khayshum is only one makhraj, and from this one makhraj you have 2 huruf, that is mim mushaddad and nun mushaddad. Likewise, you have al-jawf. Al-jawf also is one makhraj, but you have 3 huruf, waw, alif, and ya. Then you have al-halq. Al-halq is one makhraj, but from this makhraj you find you have 6 huruf, hamza, ha, ain, ha, ghain, kha. So we went to names of the teeth, and we learned that you have 2 upper front teeth and 2 lower front teeth. This teeth, we call them athanaya. Athanaya. The upper one, we call it athanaya al-uliya. The lower one, we call it athanaya al-sufla. Then on the sides of both thanaya al-uliya and thanaya al-sufla, on their right and on their left, you have one teeth that we call them arubaiyat. Two on the sides of upper front two teeth, and two on the sides of the lower front two teeth. We call them arubaiyat. After arubaiyat, on the sides of arubaiyat, upper and lower, you have another four teeth. We call them huh? Al-Anyab. Al-Anyab. We call them Al-Anyab. On the sides of Al-Anyab, you have how many teeth more? Huh? Four, two up, two down. You call them after Anyab. Al-Dawahik. You call them Al-Dawahik. On the sides of Al-Dawahik, how many teeth more you have? Six. Okay, six. You call them Al-Tawahin. Al-Tawahin. On the sides of Al-Tawahin, you have how many teeth are they? Two up and two down. You call them An-Nawajib. An-Nawajib. After that, finish. Okay. So this is the what we did last time, and please try to know these names without using your book. Sometimes, just try to cram them, memorize them, because when you need to pronounce harf, you don't need to open the book to see which name, which teeth is this, and which part of my tongue should touch which part of my teeth. So it's better to memorize them so that you know while you pronounce the huruf, you don't find it difficulty for you. So today we are going to jump to al-mudud. Al-mudud, mudud, as I said before, it is the plural of al-mad. Al-mad is one, al-mudud is more than two. Mad is the singular, and al-mudud is plural, jama. Mad, al-mad is mufrad, and al-mudud is jama. Al-mad is singular, and al-mudud is plural. So you can see on your screen there, and you can read with me, al-mad al-tabi'i. Can you read with me? Al-tabi'i. Al-mad al-tabi'i. Yeah, in English transliteration, you can see how it is written. It confuses a lot. And those people who are used to read Quran using transliterations, they will never be able to read the Quran properly, because the pronunciations of transliteration is completely different from the Arabic text pronunciation. So even if you are reading Quran or Arabic text using transliteration, try to find someone who can pronounce them for you properly. Like this one is al-mad al-tabi. Okay, this is the way you can read it. But if you have someone to pronounce it for you properly, then he will tell you the difference, the different way of pronouncing this. So it is al-mad al-tabi'i. Al-mad al-tabi'i. Number two is al-mad al-wajib al-muttasil. Repeat it with me. Al-mad al-wajib al-muttasil. It is not muttasil, it is muttasil, sad. Al-mad al-wajib al-muttasil. Number three is al-mad al-jaiz. Al-mad al-jaiz al-munfasil. Munfasil. Al-mad al-jaiz al-munfasil. Then number 4, you have al-mad al-iwad. Al-mad al-iwad. Not iwad, mad al-iwad. No, it is al-iwad. Al-mad al-iwad. Number 5, you have al-mad al-badal. This one is as equal as in transliteration. Al-mad al-badal. Then number 6, you have al-mad al-lin. More or less is the same. Al-mad al-lin. Then you have number 7, al-mad al-arid. Al-mad al-arid. Al-mad al-arid للسكون. المد العارض للسكون. Then number 8, you have المد الصلة. المد الصلة. Then you have الكبرى and الصغرى. So this is the types of mad الصلة. You have mad الصلة الكبرى, المد الصلة الصغرى, المد الصلة الكبرى, المد الصلة الصغرى. Number 9, you have المد اللازم. Then you have كلمي and الحرفي. المد اللازم الكلمي and المد اللازم الحرفي. Inshallah, we are going to discuss about this module. So let us take the first mad, al-mad al-tabi'i. So al-mad al-tabi'i, as you can see here, is normal prolongation or normal way of stretching. Normal way of stretching. So what is al-mad al-tabi'i? Is the act of prolonging or stretching the sound of the 3 mad letters. The sound of any of the 3 mad letters. So the act of prolonging, the act of stretching the sound while pronouncing any of these huruf al-mad, this is what we call al-mad al-tabi'i. Al-mad al-tabi'i. And as we said, huruf al-mad, how many are they? Huruf al-mad. Yes. Alif waw ya. ठीक है. आपको पता है ज़्यादा वो. Alif waw ya. So it's there, just written there. So when you prolong or you stretch these 3 huruf, any of these 3 huruf, huruf al-mad, waw, alif or ya. So the act of prolonging and the act of stretching, that is what we call al-mad al-tabi'i. How do we produce al-mad al-tabi'i? In the second column there you can see, a fatha must be present on the letter before alif al-mad. For the alif to be known as alif al-mad, so before this alif, there must be the presence of al-fatha. The presence of al-fatha. Alif should be preceded by fatha. And waw should be preceded by dhamma. Ya should be preceded by kasra. We are doing revision, so try to help me to move forward. So dhamma must be present on the letter before the waw of mad, and kasra must be present on the letter before the ya of al-mad. So when you see mad, harful mad in the form of alif is preceded by fatha, or ya preceded by kasra, or waw preceded by dhamma, so the act of prolonging this huruf, that is what we call mad al-tabi'i. Al-mad al-tabi'i. Al-mad al-tabi'i. Is it clear? We can move forward? Or you need some notes there? Yeah. Meanwhile, if you need to understand anything from here, just ask. And I told you, don't shy to ask. You learn more from asking than from listening. And it's not necessary to copy as it is there. You can put it in your own words for you to be able to understand it better in your own way. Because all this is not my English. I try to translate the Arabic text. So you can translate this English into your own English or into your own Creole way of understanding it. The most important thing is you understand what you are learning and what you are hearing. It's okay? Yeah. Now, this is uh, the Arabic text of it. Let us repeat it for the barakah of Arabic language. You can see the text, the Arabic text. Is it clear? Yeah, it's small. المد الطبيعي المد الطبيعي هو مد الألف والواو والياء بمقدار حركتين لعدم وجود الهمزة أو السكون بعد حرف المد. What does it say? The normal mad is to prolong alif, waw, and ya to the length of 2 harakat. Maddu al-tabi'i is to prolong waw, the huruf of mad, alif, waw, or ya to the length of 2 harakat. So this is the length of maddu al-tabi'i, not more than 2 harakat. What is 1 harakat? Fatha, kasra, dhamma. This is 1 haraka. So if you find 1 haraka on 1 harf, let us say, for example, we put ba, ba fatha, ba, ba fatha, ba. This is 1 haraka. The length of 1 haraka is just the time you take to count 1. When say 1, that is ba, or 1 second, ba. Or just the time you take to close or open your palm. That's ba fatha ba, ba kasra bi, ba bi. The time you take to close or open your palm, or the time you take to count 1, or the time which is equivalent to 1 second, that is the length of 1 haraka. So it is ba fatha ba, not ba fatha ba, no. Now, mad al-tabi'i, the length of mad al-tabi'i is 2 harakat. So if 1 haraka, the length of 1 haraka is ba, so the length of 2 haraka will be ba plus ba. It will be ba, ba. Okay, so this is the length of mad al-haraka, mad al-tabi'i. So it's giving the reason why should you stretch or prolong this mad to the length of 2 harakat is because لعدم وجود الهمزة أو السكون بعد حرف المد, is because of the absence of hamza or sukun after harf al-mad. Because there is no hamza or there is no sukun after harf al-mad, that's why we prolong it to the length of only 2 harakat. If there will be hamza or sukun after harf al-mad, then this mad will convert into another type of mad. But since there is no hamza, there is no sukun after harf al-mad, so that's why we prolong it to the length of 2 harakat. So the absence of hamza and sukun causes this mad to be stretched or to be prolonged to the length of 2 harakat. So, is it clear? Hello. These are the example of حرف of مد الطبيعي. مد الطبيعي. Can you read this one, the first one? يقول. Okay. Pay attention. I always say that the most important thing is don't just read what is coming from your mouth or what you think. Just keep the rules in your mind when you are reading, so that even if you read wrongly, since the rules are there, you'll be able to criticize yourself. You'll be able to challenge yourself. You'll know that this is the rule. Then why am I reading wrongly? You understand? Now the rule of mad al-tabi'i is to prolong it to the length of two harakat. This rule must be in your mind, so that if you prolong it more than two harakat, you'll try to correct yourself. Or if you prolong it less than two harakat, you will ask yourself, why am I prolonging it less or more, while I know the rule is to prolong it to the length of two harakat. So the rules must be there. So since the rule is there, now you can read yaqulu. Yaqulu. Now in this yaqulu, you can see wow there. Wow is the harful mad. And as we said, there is no, the reason why we are prolonging harful mad to the length of two harakat is because there is no hamza or there is no sukun after harful mad. Now in this one, wow is preceded by dhamma, but there is no hamza and there's no sukun after wow. So it is clear that this is mad al-tabi'i. So you try to prolong it to the length of two harakat. And how is it? Yaqulu. Just close and open and close your yaqulu. Yaqulu. Okay? Yaqulu. Or you just count 1, 2. Yaqulu. Yaqulu. Okay? So this is the approximate way of defining the length of mudud. It is not a perfect way to do it, but Qur'an, they give us this method just to have a better idea that this is the length you should go for any mad. So the second one is qila. Can you read it? Qila. So you can see ya is preceded by kasra, and there's no sukun, there is no hamza after this ya. So it is clear that it is mad al-tabi'i. So you stretch it to the length of two harakat. Qila, qila, and qala. This is alif. Alif is preceded by hamza, by fatha, and there's no hamza, there's no sukun after this alif. So it is mad al-tabi'i. Qala. Now, yaqulu, qila, qala. Read it that way. Yaqulu, qila, qala. So the length of this wu should be equal to qi and should be equal to qa. This one. Yaqu, qi, qa. Yaqu, qi, qa. Yaqulu, qila, qala. Take it? So this is madda al-tabi'i, and you can combine them in this phrase. You can see it down there. Nuhiha, nuhiha. This is an easy way to combine all of them together in one harf and pronounce them properly. So nu, this is waw. He, this is ya. And ha, this is alif mad. Nu, there is waw mad. He, there is ya mad. And ha, there is alif mad in it. So nuhiha, nuhiha, nuhiha. Is it okay? Now let us see the ayat from the Quran here down there. Can you read it now following the rules of mad al-tabi'i? Try to read it equally. Don't go up and down. Yes? You see, this is what I want you to understand. Mad al-tabi'i. You have to stretch it more than 2 harakat. Now, the huruf which have one harakat here, you can see is only ya, ya. Then you have noon. Then you have hamza and another hamza, which you need to prolong it to the length of only 1 haraka. Then you have lam. Then you have mim. Then you have another noon. Then you have fa, ra, and ta. Only these huruf you prolong them to the length of 1 count. Ya, na, ai, lama, na, fira. Okay, but the rest, because we're practicing this mad here now, you have to stretch it to the length of 2 harakat. Yaqulu inna maghdudu fil hafira. Okay, so it is yaquluna inna lamarduduna fil hafira. Read it. No, yaqulu. There are 2 mad here. Yaquluna. Okay, then inna. So the length of na should be equal to the length of yaqulu. Okay, so it is yaquluna inna lamarduduna fil hafira. Okay, yaquluna inna, and here there is gunna, the gunna which is spoken about in khayshum. Okay, okay. So here you do gunna. Don't rush to read the noon. You have to take a slightly pause for the gunna here, and the gunna also is equal to 2 harakat. Inna. Okay, yaquluna inna lamarduduna fil hafira. Read it. Okay, read it this way. Yaquluna inna. Now, yaquluna inna lamarduduna. Okay, yaquluna inna lamarduduna fil hafira. Now listen carefully. Yaquluna inna lamarduduna fil hafira. Start equally. Yeah? Okay, let's go. Bismillah. Yeah, here when you reach to inna, you are diminishing. You are trying to make the gunna less than in yaquluna and lamarduduna. Inna yaquluna inna lamarduduna. Yaquluna. في الحافرة. في الحافرة. Now let us go to Surah Fatiha. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم. الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين. مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين
إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين
اهدنا الصراط المستقيم
اهدنا الصراط المستقيم
صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم
صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم
غير المغضوب عليهم
غير المغضوب عليهم
ولا الضالين.
ولا الضالين.
So in this Surah Fatiha, only the last mad is long. The rest of all mudud, you just straight them equivalent to the length of two harakat. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahmani Ar-Rahim Maliki Yawmiddin Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Okay, now try to read Surah Fatiha properly from beginning. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
As far as this math concerned, very impressive, huh? So you just need to correct the pronunciation, inshallah. So madda al-tabi'i is finished. Any question about this math? Anything to understand better? Here? Because this is just a revision. We have done this thing several times. Unfortunately, whenever we start, then something comes and we stop the course, and then we have to start again, all these things. But anyway, whatever Allah Ta'ala decides, inshallah. Now we take the second mad. We have done mad al-tabi'i. Now it is, we take mad al-wajib al-muttasil. Mad al-wajib al-muttasil. Let us read the Arabic text first of all, the definition of mad al-wajib al-muttasil. Okay, al-mad al-muttasil هو أن يأتي حرف المد متبوعا بهمزة بعده في كلمة واحدة ويسمى المد المتصل ويمد 4 أو 5 حركات أو 5 حركات. What does it say? المد المتصل هو أن يأتي حرف المد متبوعا بحمزة بعده. Is when حرف المد comes and followed by Hamza, في كلمة واحدة in the same kalima. Mad al-muttasil is when mad is found in the same kalima and then that mad is followed by Hamza in the same kalima. This is what we call mad al-wajib al-muttasil. Muttasil means joined. Muttasil means joined. So it means this mad, this harf al-mad is joined in the same kalima, in the same word. Kalima, you can understand, word. In the same word, when harf al-mad come and is followed by hamza in the same kalima, this is what we call mad al-wajib al-muttasil. When harf al-mad and hamza comes together jointly in the same al-kalima, and this وَيُمَدُّ أَرْبَعُ أَوْ خَمْسُ حَرَكَاتٍ. The length of this mad al-muttasil in, yes, 4 or 5 harakat. At-tabi'i is only 2 harakat. Al-mad al-wajib al-muttasil, the length of its stretching or prolonging is 4 to 5 harakat. So you cannot diminish it to less than 4 harakat, and you cannot take it longer than 5 harakat. So it should be approximately between 4 and 5. And the method is the same. For the tabi'i, we said it's just the time you take to count 1, 2. So for this one also, the time you take to count till 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is the length of mad al-wajib al-muttasil. If you want to take to the 5 harakat, the time you take to count till 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So if you take the 4, is up to you. If you take the 5, is up to you. So then let us go to the English text now. Al-mad al-wajib al-muttasil, it is the obligatory prolongation, obligatory. It is, that's why it is known as al-wajib. Al-wajib. It is obligatory prolongation. It is prolonged for either 4 or 5 counts. It is on your choice. If you want to take it 4, you continue with 4. If you want to take with 5, you continue the length of 5 harakat. If you choose to prolong for 4 counts, then this must remain consistent throughout your recitation. This is additional thing you need to know. If you are starting, for example, Surah Fatiha, no, in Surah Fatiha there is no this mudud. Suratul Kafirun, for example, Suratul Kafirun, in Surah Kafirun, so there's no madda al-wajib muttasil. Surah Al-Baqarah, for example, if you are reading surah, any surah, and if there is mad in that surah, and the mad is wajib al-muttasil, so you should prepare yourself that which form of length am I going with. If you decide to go with 4, so the entire mudud that will come along your recitation of that surah should stick on that length of 4 harakat. If you decide to go with 4 or with 5, we just continue with 5. Don't mélanger, don't mix it. In some mudud you stretch 4, in some you go with 5, in some you go with 5, in some you go with 4. If you decide to go with 1, just go with 1. If you start with 5, you just carry on with 5. Don't mix it. That's why you say if you choose to prolong for 4 counts, then this must remain consistent. It should not be changeable all the time. Likewise, if you choose to prolong for 5 counts, you remain with 5. This mad is obligatory when hamza follows a harf mad or ya or waw within one word. When harful mad, any of these harful mad, alif or ya or waw, appears in the same word and it is followed by hamza, meaning hamza is coming after this harful mad, so this become wajib to stretch this mad to the length of either 4 harakat or to the length of 5 harakat. ठीक है? It's okay? Okay, let us check these exams now. Can you see them? You can read them? Yeah. Either. So show me where in the first line, where is the harf mad and where is the hamza? Yeah, in Jim, Alif, Hamza. So this Alif, harf mad, has come and it is followed by Hamza in the same kalima. Ja'a is one kalima. So harf al-mad and followed by Hamza has come in this kalima, in the same kalima. So this is mad al-wajib al-muttasil. Just keep the methods in your mind. How to define, to recognize mad al-tabi'i when there is no Hamza or there is no sukun after harf al-mad. And if that harf al-mad is alif, is preceded by fatha, and there's no sukun or hamza after this alif, it is maddu at-tabi'i. Waw preceded by dhamma, and there is no hamza or sukun after waw, so this is maddu at-tabi'i waw. Ya preceded by kasra, and there's no hamza or there's no sukun after it, so this is madda at-tabi'i ya. So in madda al-muttasil also the same thing. If you find alif or waw or ya is in one kalima and is followed by hamza, so it is clear that this is madda al-wajib al-muttasil. So you will apply the rule of madda al-wajib al-muttasil, which is to prolong it to the length of 4 or 5 harakat. So in this one, إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ. So here if you read it, إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ, and some people, they prolong the huruf which is not needed to be prolonged. Like for example, this إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحُ, for example, like this. So this is just because we are just reading what is coming from our mind, and we're not paying attention to the rules. And you pay attention to the rules when you learn the rules. And when you learn the rules, you'll be able to apply them when you memorize them. So without memorizing these rules, it's difficult to be able to read Quran properly. You have to learn these rules, or you have to keep practicing in front of someone who is a good teacher of Tajweed. By practicing this recitation, then you can make it perfect. Okay, either you memorize the rules and keep the rules in your mind, or you have someone who on and off will help you to practice these surahs and this mudud, so that even without knowing the rules, you can be able to read Quran properly by just learning how to pronounce them. Okay, so you have both the options, but the best option is you memorize these rules. إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح. See, this is the example of mad of alif. Now we take the mad of ya. Okay, like وَأَحَاطَتْ بِهِ خَطِيئَتُهُ خَطِيئَتُهُ. Can you see it? وَأَحَاطَتْ بِهِ خَطِيئَتُهُ. After ta there is ya, then after ya there is a small hamza. It's not clear. Yeah, but this is an example of ya and followed by hamza as mad al-wajib al-muttasil. So ya and hamza have come in the same kalima, so you stretch it to the length of 4 or 5 harakat. خطيئته. The last one is the example of mad al-wajib al-muttasil of waw and followed by hamza. سوء العذاب. سوء العذاب. عذاب. not aza, not aza, عذا, ذال, ذال. سوء العذاب. عزان the. Try to take your tongue slightly outside. The. والذاريات إذا زل إذا سوء العذاب. Okay, so this one mad you cannot stretch it less than 4 harakat. That you cannot stretch it to the length of 2 harakat. You can say إذا جاء نصر الله إذا جاء نصر الله. It is إذا جاء نصر الله. Okay, وأحاطت به خطيئته, not خطيئته. سوء العذاب, not سوء العذاب, سوء العذاب. And you cannot take it longer than 5 harakat. So you can't just enjoy yourself. إذا جاء نصر, no, خطيئته. Okay, so this is how we need to read this mudud. So we have. Let us stop here for this month. Inshallah, next week we talk about mad al-munfasil. Or should we take al-munfasil also, because they're more or less the same? Mad al-wajib al-muttasil. Mad al-jaiz al-munfasil is the opposite of al-mad al-wajib al-muttasil. So if al-muttasil, the mad and hamza is found in one kalima. Sharif, my laptop is running out of charge. You have charger? Okay, let us finish this quickly. If in mad al-wajib al-muttasil, the harf al-mad and hamza is found in the same kalima. So in mad al-jaiz al-munfasil, the alif and hamza are found in 2 separate kalimas. You understand? Like إذا جاء, this is one kalima, and in it hamza and alif are found together. So in mad al-munfasil, munfasil means separation, separating. Muttasil means joining. Munfasil means separation. So it means that in mad al-munfasil, the alif and hamza, they don't come together in the same kalima. And the mad is in one kalima, and hamza follows the mad separately in another kalima. You understand? So this is the difference between mad al-wajib al-muttasil and al-jaiz al-munfasil. So another difference here, in mad al-wajib, that is wajib, you have to prolong the mad to the length of 5 or 4 harakat. But in mad al-wajib in mad al-jaiz al-munfasil, it is optional. If you want, you can stretch it to the length of 4 or 5 harakat, or you can diminish to 2 harakat also, but not in mad al-wajib al-muttasil. So al-mad al-munfasil huwa, can you read with me? Al-mad al-munfasil huwa ma kana harful maddi fihi في كلمة والهمز في كلمة أخرى وحكمه القصر إلى حركتين والتوسط إلى 4 حركات. Okay, so مد منفصل is ما كان حرف المد فيه في كلمة في كلمة والحمزة في كلمة أخرى. Is when the mad al-munfasil is when the harf al-mad is found in one kalima and the hamza is found in another kalima, and the length of this mad al-munfasil is taqsir. You shorten it to 2 harakat, or you can take it to 4 harakat. It is optional, but the same as we said in mad al-wajib al-muttasil. If you decide to go with 2 harakat, so just go on with 2 harakat. Don't mix 2 and 4 harakat. But mad al-munfasil, this is optional, is not as wajib as mad al-muttasil. You can see this example here, la ikraha fi din. So you can see lam, the alif of lam here is in one separate kalima, and hamza is following this al-mad in another separate kalima. So this indicates that this is al-mad al-jaiz al-munfasil. Okay, the second one also billadhi. You can see is connected to V, and hamza is following the ya separately in another kalima. So this is mad al-jaiz al-munfasil. In tubu ila Allah, you can see waw is connected to ba. This alif has nothing to disturb you. Just take it as if there's no alif there. And the hamza is following the waw without in separate kalima. So this is how you define the mad al-wajib, mad al-jaiz al-munfasil. Mad al-jaiz al-munfasil, alif, the harf al-mad and hamza comes in different kalima. And al-wajib al-muntasil, alif and hamza comes in the same kalima. You understand? So this is how you can define and you can describe and you can recognize this mudud. La ikraha fi din. La, you can go to 4 or you can diminish. La ikraha fi din. La ikraha fi din. So if you diminish to 2 harakat, it will be just like a mad al-tabi'i. La ikraha fi din. No, we make 2 harakat. La ikraha fi din. Billadhi unzila. Tubu ila Allah. So the best surah to practice mad al-jaiz al-munfasil is surah al-kafirun. قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم ولا أنتم